How's it? Today is Monday, November 22nd. It's one day before I go home. I'm very, very excited about that. Today's work was basically just 5% up from last week. I talked quite extensively about the plan for this week or for the coming weeks last week. So just sticking to the plan. Do 5% up. Brings me to 85 for the 1 plus 2 hang snatch. Sorry, 1 plus 2 snatch plus hang snatch. Um, Today I executed pretty well. I think my warm-ups were actually pretty good. I think notable ones were at like 50. I think the way that 50 was moving was the one. Um, I am pretty happy with how today went. 85 is typically not a weight that I miss. I think I said it on Friday. I don't recall the last time I missed it. It must have been in the last over a year. So I am pretty happy with that. Okay, maybe it was this set, 40. The way that that second rep moved was the goal for today. And so that's kind of what I was focusing on, was just trying to get speed under the bar after I get full extension. Yeah, it's definitely not 50. It was definitely 40. um, but yeah, I don't have a lot else to say about these. Well, first set on my 85 for sure was the worst set, and I think it was largely due to not having a solid grip on the bar. I know that sounds really lame, but that's really what happened. I felt like my left hand was going to fall off the bar. This set looks good too, 70. All three of those were what I'm looking for. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Here's my last warm-up set. This is one of those 80 here where I don't complete the rep before I lower the bar and catch it. That was, again, solid to fall in line with what I was saying about my warm-up sets. Here's my first set. I know the sets are really easy, or the reps are really easy when I'm able to just immediately push out of the hole like this. And so that was the worst set. You can see me being frustrated there because I was strapped up, but I still didn't have a solid grip. Yeah, so again, that same idea of that I'm immediately able to push up because I've had it over my head already. Again, pretty happy with this. And here's my last set. A little less precise there. These two hangs are pretty good. One thing I'm focusing on here, I think I said it last week, was trying to maintain a whole foot, like flat-footed on the ground as I go to the hang, to reduce that sort of lateral tilting. What do you call it? Rocking. That's the word I'm looking for. Lateral rocking. I think I do a good job with it today. After that, I moved into my bandit snatch deadlift. He told me to go to 105 or 110. I decided to go to 110 because it's easier to load. Well, it's not easier to load. It looks nicer. I think I probably should have stayed at 105 today. That's okay though. I think once I got to 110, it's like, okay, like I'm probably not gonna back off. I don't want to deload that for the sake of going to 105. Like I don't think it's worth it at this point. One thing to note about these is on basically all of these reps, I don't get to complete extension. Like my hips are never all the way neutral. It's not even complete extension, right? Complete extension could be my hips being forward, because that sort of exaggerates that extension of the back. But I don't even get my hips to neutral relative to my upper body. And you can see it on every single one of these reps. Like I'm basically holding some power back And I didn't realize it until after all the sets were done, because I did all 5 sets very quickly together. This is the 5th set. This is the worst one as far as that getting to hips to neutral. But live and you learn, I guess. So after that, I moved into my snatch push press plus overhead squat, just a 3+1 up to 115. Last week I did 110, and 110 was not prescribed. Last week was a feel it out, where it's like get to a heavy set of 3+1. That was what the instructions were. And I had it in my head that I wanted to do 110, and so I just did 110 last week. I probably could have done a little bit heavier, but for what it's worth, like that wouldn't have given me room to grow like today's work. So here's my 115. The push presses themselves are super easy. Catching the weight was not easy. Yeah. But yeah, the overhead squat's no problem either. As long as I'm able to hold it over my head, I can 100% squat this, which I guess is the challenge. After that, I tried to do my weighted pull-ups at 65 pounds, but that just did not go the way I wanted it to. One set of 10 and one set of 4, like that's not okay. I will try again next week or the week after that, not sure. I might actually be able to lift tomorrow because I'm going home. I might not have time. So we'll see what happens. But that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Shoots.